know where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We got to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfield.
Chief Concerns is presented by BetOnline and Olipop. Marcus Dash here from Chief Concerns, and ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the year. It's football season, and you know what that means? It means it's time to get in on BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. Think you know your stuff? Get in on our $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200,000. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our 150 slot games. Head to the website today and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here. Come on, baby. Go. Yes. That's a first down. This football season, I'll be putting down normal sodas like Coca-Cola for Olipop. Olipop offers a healthier alternative with its low sugar content and natural ingredients. Olipop is more than just a drink. It's a wellness companion that supports your digestive health. Packed with prebiotics, this fizzy elixir helps promote good bacteria in your gut, leading to improved digestion and overall well-being. So go ahead, click the link in the description and use promo code SODALOVE and get your can of Olipop so you can enjoy the game guilt-free. Go Chiefs. Use the promo code SODALOVE for 15% off now. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns. This is your post-game show. I'm Marcus Dash. Right there in the middle is longtime Chief, former Chiefs tight end, Jason Dunn. And my brother, Teja Dash on the right there, guys. The Chiefs just beat the Steelers. They kind of demoralized them in Pittsburgh on Christmas, 29-10, clinching the first seed. And now the AFC playoffs runs through Kansas City. What a way to, begin Christmas evening after that domination of a win. Guys, I mean, so much to love from this game, defensively, offensively. It was kind of we've been waiting for a game like this where it was all portions of the game. I would say special teams kind of didn't have the best game, but offensive defense looked phenomenal. Before we kind of get into different things here on this game, what was your overall takeaways from this beautiful, beautiful Christmas victory, guys?
Shut up, man. First off, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays to each one that's on here. And we'll be seeing this episode to them and hope that your families and whatnot stay blessed this wonderful season. Now, going into the Chiefs, this without a doubt was a wonderful victory. Very confident in everything that they did offensively, defensively. Even without Chris Jones being out there, the defense stepped up and they came in. Like I said, next man up. When their guy was down, they took it up the slack. That's what they did, and so they did a tremendous job defensively. Defensive line, secondary, all those guys, phenomenal job. Offensively, you name it, man. Patrick Mahomes is hitting everybody. Everybody that had a Chiefs uniform on that played offense today, Patrick Mahomes found them, and so it was very encouraging to see that. They had 38 passes, 320 yards, 3 touchdowns. Probably could have gotten more, but we just knew how to take the boot off their neck. And so when we had pretty much of a convincing victory, we started running the football a little bit more, 4-minute offense, right? And so that's the way it's supposed to look toward the end of the game. You start seeing guys shutting down. You start seeing guys being replaced. And so that's the way it looks. And that's the way it should be. And so we went ahead and sealed the deal, getting a number 1 seed, get them some rest, much needed rest, so we can go ahead and finish up, man, with this 3-peat. But, as far as everybody, team-wise, coaches, everybody, man, this is a very, very beautiful victory up there in Pittsburgh. tough place to play against a very good football team. But the Chiefs just showed everybody that we are back, we are ready, we are refined to be who we want to be on this Super Bowl run. And I don't think anybody is tough enough to stand in our way to stop us from what we want to do. So that's how I feel.
Like we've said many times this season, we have won games in so many different ways. We're filling out our season-long bingo card. And you can add a new one, dominating a playoff team without our star defensive player, Chris Jones. Haven't done that yet. And it seems like we're coming along at just the right time, too. I feel like we're hitting such a stride right now. Our defense looks in tune. Our offense looks in tune. And that's just adding – it's funny, that's adding a midseason receiver to be our, at the time, number one. And that's adding back in Hollywood, who didn't really have that much prep with us. Who lost in the first preseason game. So it's worked out pretty well because we've been saving, I think, Hopkins' legs a little more. We don't need to use him as much with the way Worthy's been emerging and getting Hollywood back. We don't really have to rush anyone, and we don't really have to lean on anyone that hard. It's saving Kelce's legs. It's saving Hollywood's legs. It's saving everyone's legs across the board. And how many guys we have right now, Mahomes is just ready. He can just get rid of it and not have to hold on to it and take sacks. I think it's helping the entire offense. It's helping everyone click on the short game, which I think we'll be relying on in the playoffs. And it just looks great on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and I gotta say, one of the big things for me in this season, like obviously the Hopkins addition was fantastic. We raved about Kareem Hunt, but I think even now, just kind of, when Pacheco came back, it's like, okay, we have the dual back between the two of them. But with Pacheco, another injury. We talked about his kind of durability has been kind of the one thing we've noticed over the last few years. And yes, it hasn't really hindered him, but in the offseason, he gets these surgeries, the labrum and whatnot, the ankle this year. Then he's ruled out the game with the ribs injury. He's getting an MRI on it. But in the highlights from what we saw in this game, Kareem Hunt, man, that addition was so big for us because right now we don't have Kareem Hunt. We have a bunch of these young guys we have from the offseason. It's like, oh, maybe we're going to the playoffs with those guys. Kareem Hunt has been amazing. One of the best pickups of the year in the entire league. Today, he showed it again why he's such a badass, especially on the goal line, 3rd and short, 4th and short. I mean, there was one drive in this game where it was, we ran it 4 straight times. And I was like, we ran it 4 straight times. We were 4th and 1. We even go for it. I mean, what's Andy doing? Andy doesn't do that. That was like, this is a new thing that Santa had in his bag today. A drive we ran 4 straight times. I believe that was possible. But JD, with Pacheco's rib injury, we don't know the extent of it. We don't know how bad it is. But I mean, this kind of highlights why you go and get a guy like Kareem Hunt and why Brett Veach should be, applauded for making a move such as that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Kareem Hunt was probably one of our biggest signings that we made this offseason, or at least, during, when him coming in. And he was a godsend, to be honest with you. For him to come back to Kansas City and do what he's been doing is exceptional. And so, we don't know how long Pacheco's down, but getting this number 1 seed, he got to know some time for some rest. And you're going to have these little things, nicks and bruises, during the season toward this time. But it's football, and he's a running back, so he gets hit all the time. That's just how it is. But, I do believe Kareem Hunt, Sanjay P. Ryan can keep that. I mean, when he comes in, he always does a good thing for us. Man, they planted somebody. They helped Joe Tooney out. I think it was Kareem Hunt. Man, he hit that joker dead in his chest. And we'll see it I was like, wow. And I guarantee it took at least about 5 plays off this guy. So I don't know exactly who it was that he hit, but he did. He laid him straight out. But to have the tough runner like he is, getting down there in the red zone and utilizing the way that they should have, 3rd down, right, short yardage, like I said, down in the end zone. I mean, that's the guy that you want. That's the guy that you need. And so, we use it beautifully. And I think Andy and Nagy, the tempo of the game, quick game, as far as that, seeing some RPOs as well, helped out. Because why is that? They had to respect the running game. When you have a Pacheco, you have a Kareem Hunt back there, you still have to respect the running game. That's what you have to do. And we know those guys, every single one of our running backs, man, are so versatile. They catch the ball out the backfield as well. So no, I agree with you 100%, man. It's a big, big pickup for us.
He just gets tough yards too. He's not flashy. 9 for 20 is not a great game by any means in running back standards, but he got the short yardage. He does what we need, right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a Mahomes of like running backs. Like, Mahomes isn't pulling out 300-yard games every week, but when we need it, he comes through. And that's why he's, the best.
JD, so talk about Mahomes, like Teja mentioned right there. So obviously we look at this and we see, with 300, looking at fantasy numbers, right? This is Mahomes is talking about fantasy wise. His second highest scoring output of the fantasy season was in this week, which a lot of us who had drafted Mahomes early, probably not in the fantasy playoffs at this point anymore. But he has the second highest output right in this game. And is it no coincidence that this is, we get Hollywood Brown back and he goes 446. Not eye-popping numbers by any means, but that's just another weapon within the system. And we're talking about Pittsburgh Steelers defense, which by and large, all throughout the season has been pretty dang good besides the last few weeks. But this is probably one of the best defenses we've played all season. Yeah, they've been leaky the last few weeks. But nonetheless, this is a really good defense. And this is at Heinz Field or whatever they call it now. This is at Heinz Field. And we did what we did.
Yeah, some RCS. I was like, what field is this? RCS?
Yeah, it's always gonna be Heinz Field. Like Arrowhead's not GHA. It's always gonna be Arrowhead. But like, what is this? I mean, Hollywood is in there. Justin Watson's catching bombs. We're finally clicking on the deep bombs. We made this team look like mincemeat. We made this team look like a team that's not gonna make the playoffs. But this is a good team and a good defense. What did you see from the offense? Why do you think today was just so different than what we've seen?
You know what? I think Nate Burleson said it best, and he was talking to Patrick Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes is saying, like, look, once Hollywood Brown got back, everybody could get in the position they were supposed to play. And so it does open up the offense so much more when you have a guy like Hollywood Brown, where you don't have to put all the strain and everything on, like you said, Travis Kelce or D-Hop or Juju or Xavier Worthy, a young guy. Now you have Hollywood Brown, the way it was supposed to look when the season started, everything that we thought it was going to be, it's starting to come to fruition. And so it was just the patience of it. They just built this into, when I said it was refining, we had to get to the offense, and the whole team was still refining it. They still tightened the screws to get to the place that they want to be. And so I think this is finally here. It has definitely exposed itself as being the offense that we thought it was going to be. So with this, a game like this, I said 25 plus carries. I'm not mad at it because we getting the ball out of hand because we're doing a lot of quick swing passes, things of that nature that it almost is like a run. And so we were able to absolutely attack his defense vertically, horizontally. I mean, just catching spaces wide open. I mean, Travis Kelce he's wide open. We're running a lot of pick routes. We're doing everything offensively, man. Like I said, the way that we thought it was going to look like, man. So, yeah, I think a lot of it had to do with Hollywood Brown for sure.
Second most passing yards Steelers have allowed all year. Highest QB rating they've had all year. Only the fifth game in the whole season they did not pick somebody off. It's a very good game to have a good game. It's a good team to have a good game against. Like it's an impressive one. You're not just beating up a limping antelope. And all this to be said, we haven't even touched on this yet. Short week of preparation. They didn't even have a full week to game plan for this. We didn't have like half a week to game plan for this. So think about that for a second. They're doing this with 30% of the time everyone else has. That's the impressive thing. I mean, we lost this game and we didn't look prepared. We have a built-in excuse. We played like we had a bye week last week. If you think about it, they played like they had a short week for the most part. It's funny. I predicted, I told a friend of mine what Mahomes' finishing stats, end of year stats would be when he was struggling pretty hard. And he's actually, gone over that. I think Mahomes has I think he's an 11-0 touchdown to TD rate or TD to interception ratio since the Bills game. He's killing it. And I look at the MVP odds and it's actually shocking to me how low he is. I mean, he's as of the 23rd, he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. I mean, 15-1, clinching the AFC before the last week of the season, 7 game-winning drives without weapons, without most of his guys all season. It's pretty impressive. I know Josh Allen's doing what he's doing, but despite doing what he's doing, we still clinch the AFC with a week left in the season. So I think, and the way we've done it too, right? It's last minute, last drive games to do it. And I believe he's the best third down quarterback in the NFL too. So maybe not Josh Allen. You can make an argument for that, but 6th, really? Like, that's pretty crazy.
So I want to touch on your point of like having the short week and what they're doing. I've always said this. It's always about us. It's never about them. I think a lot of it goes into the preparation of what coaches do, as far as like they understand. Like once you go through like the film, you pretty much know what you're going to get attack wise. I mean, Pittsburgh is not really going to change up, pretty much who they are. And Mike Brennan makes a great point. I think he said it in here. He said, no team has film on how KC will use Hollywood. KC seemed to be having taken advantage of that.
Yeah,
I do believe that. I do believe it. Now it does kind of blossoms into what you want the offense to be, right? It might be a little bit, hamstrung because you don't want to have all the pieces. You can't go deep like you wanted to. Justin Watson went deep on a couple of times, today. We threw him one deep the other day. We had holding our breath and he dropped it. The day, still throwing it to him. And so I think because you have the guys around you, Patrick just exudes confidence in his players. And he still's like, hey, man, I'm going to go ahead and give a shot to you. Let's take a shot. We're still going to do those things. I'm going to say this quickly because we were talking about this a little bit off camera. But we were talking about Pickens. And Pickens came over and said, oh, man, why don't you come get me? And I said, no, absolutely not. He can stay his butt up here in Pittsburgh. As talented as guy he is, okay, his emotional immaturity is hurting his talent and his growth. It's killing him. And it hurts a team like this, especially when he starts getting, animated, taking his helmet off, fussing and stuff like that, Mike Tomlin. You don't want a guy like that on your team. I'm sorry. I tell you what, Al Saunders used to say the same thing. And I'm going to tell you a guy he used to talk about, okay? He used to say it's about Randy Moss. He said, look, Randy Moss, very talented guy, could do everything, but he can't play with us. And so you're like, what? And so what he would do, it's not taking anything from Randy, right? Love Randy and his talent. But you would see him take plays off. And he would show him not blocking or taking off running on a certain play. Now, maybe at the time it was immature, and sometimes you get into that prima donna, but then all of a sudden, once you mature, he became that guy, okay? He became that guy. But you know what? Everybody keeps talking about Pickens being on the squad. Man, we didn't win 2 Super Bowls without that joke, and we don't need him. I'm sorry. We don't. We got enough talent. We got the guys we need in the room. And so I would love to have another Hollywood Brown, another, a D-Hop, and those guys all around. Again, you still got Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy. Come on, man. How you stopping this offense? How you going to do it?
A full offseason and a full year of having Hollywood, D-Hop, Rice, Worthy next year. If they can make that happen, I don't think D-Hop's going to break the bank. He's been to the other side. He knows being on poverty franchises like the Tennessee Titans. He knows how that works. I don't think he wants to do that anymore. So hopefully he can come back and even bring him back. He could be the Juju of what Juju is on this team right now. He could be the Juju of next year being on the team. And you have Worthy, you have Hollywood, and you have Rashee Rice. And we don't know what's going to happen with suspension, but that's a next year issue. But JD, thoughts on Teja's point? Mahomes MVP case? Does he have an MVP case?
I really could care less. To be honest with you, seriously, I mean, he's already done won it 2 times.
Yeah.
So it doesn't like he needs to put this underneath his belt. I said to us, he's our MVP, and that's all we need. We just need to win this 3-peat. Super Bowls is what it is. He's already gotten those accolades. Let Josh Allen get it this year. Let Lamar get it. How many Super Bowls they got to show for it? Right?
Yeah.
Ho, 0. Ho, ho.
Yeah.
Super Bowl MVP. I'll take one of those. I'll take one of those bad boys.
Sure. For sure.
But yeah, no, Mahomes looked fantastic. I do want to just another side talking about the offense here. Travis Kelce finally passed Tony Gonzalez as the all-time touchdown getter as a receiver in Kansas City's history, passing your guy Tony Gonzalez. JD, everyone knows you and TG were like this, are still like this. You were there pretty much all throughout his career in Kansas City, and you saw a lot of those touchdowns. To see Travis Kelce surpass Tony Gonzalez and also pay homage in the way he did, slam dunking on the goalpost. Right. What do you? Any comments and just reaction to seeing what you saw today?
No, man, it was a glorious thing. Shout out to Travis for breaking the record, man. He deserves it. He's been working hard to get that. But what I love is you listen to the guy himself, how he feels and the adulation he has for Tony Gonzalez, and saying how much Tony is still right there beside him, talking to him and helping him out. That's nothing but respect right there. And so people can have their opinions about who's the best tight end in Kansas City Chiefs history. I say we have the greatest tight ends in Kansas City Chiefs history, but also two in the NFL. That's where I'm at with it. So I know everybody tries to bring Gronk's name into it. I'm like, I'm sorry. Gronk to me is number 3. He may be a top 5, but that's where he lives. As far as best tight ends in NFL history, Tony Gonzalez and Travis Kelce, period, point blank. I don't think anybody else is there. Everybody else comes a distant third or wherever you want to put it. So, but those two guys, man, have been absolutely exceptional. Like you said, taking the dunk, I was like, oh man, that's really cool. That's really cool. So, no, shout out to 87, man. Travis Kelce, hell of a job.
Yeah, and the beauty about Kelce is he's been with the organization for such a long time. So obviously, naturally, in an organization for a long time, you really get to know the culture and stuff. But he's a big fan of the NFL. So he obviously growing up, he always was modeling his game at, different guys, the Kelce's, other guys he watched growing up, or Gonzalez and whatnot, Gates. But like to hear him, like he said after the game, talking about how much Gonzalez means to him, it's just that just tells you, like, Travis, while he is, surpassing Gonzalez, he's still, is still a fan deep down inside. And he still remembers growing up and watching Tony Gonzalez growing up. And that's the kind of stuff I love to see when players still, admire the guys they grew up watching, and also to doing the goalpost dunk. Tony said he was going to cover the fine if Travis Kelce's fine by that. Well, do you think Tony's going to stand by his word on that?
Yeah, of course, he's good. He's good on his word. Yeah, he's good on it.
It's also incredible too if you look at Mahomes. Like, everyone thought he was having so much worse of a year than last year, but his stats are almost right on pace with it. About 3,900 yards compared to 41 last year, 26 touchdowns, 27 last year, less interceptions, 11 this year, 14 last year. And then he has 2 rushing touchdowns. So he has more total touchdowns this year than last year.
It's because he started off so poorly with the interceptions, which is why. And since Halloween, I think you mentioned it, 18-2 touchdown interception ratio.
Incredible.
Yeah. But what we've been seeing today's game, like that's probably what we could have seen all year had we had Hollywood, and that's not even counting Rashee Rice being involved in the mix. Mahomes could have been. I know we say we don't care about the MVPs, but Mahomes probably would be the MVP bar none if all those guys played all year long and he had that full ensemble of guys. Could you imagine what he did today every week?
You know what though, man? I'm telling you, I'm enjoying this even more. It's more of a delectable, delicious entree right here that we have it. I love the way it looks now. As opposed, we've seen it, right? To in inception to where it is now. And I'm like, man, now there's no doubt. Now you see teams all of a sudden. Look, I hate, the media, the sports guys are coming up now and they're all jumping on Kansas City bandwagon. I'm like, no, to keep going against the Chiefs. You didn't want to believe in them. Gave you a little bit of some headlines and, a couple of little clicks here and there. But keep down the Chiefs. Keep doubting them. Now all of a sudden I don't hear anybody talking about, who's going to be the Super Bowl champs and, this season. All that kind of, dwindled away a little bit, right? And so all they can talk about now is how good the Chiefs look, okay? And I said, man, we just became very, very dangerous. And everybody's getting a piece of that. They seeing it. So.
Yeah, it's like that John Morant clip from like 2 years ago when he's like, stay on that side. It's like, yeah, stay on that side. You were down us all year. We didn't have the offense to do it. Okay, stay on that side.
Do you think they're being a little vanilla with Hollywood so teams can't get a big glimpse before the end of the season? No? You just think there's not enough film as it is anyway with 3 games. Just let them go off.
Let him go off. Keep working your stuff. Like I said, man, it's about how we get into our rhythm, my tempo, getting him acclimated into our offense, how it looks with everybody else. I think you got to work on this stuff now, right? I mean, because you lost so much time with him that you have to open up your playbook and stuff to definitely exploit him. You have to. So, I would go into the game making sure that Hollywood Brown is running a lot of the, like I said, some of his routes that we wanted him to run, before the season started. Do you know what his snap count was, Marcus? Sometimes y'all bring in like how many. What was his?
They usually release it after the game, but I believe at halftime, Worthy was 24 of the 25 snaps we had. Hollywood Brown was second with to Justin Watson with 11 snaps at halftime.
Oh yeah, he's ready. That's we had to do that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it tells you how like the Chiefs are being so kind of what Teja mentioned about not having to play D-Hop as much as, he's an elder statesman, right? We don't need to play him right all the time. And with Hollywood coming back, you're playing D-Hop a little bit less, getting him ready to go for, the postseason run. So you got to like that.
Well, I'll give you one, Tage. Do you remember when we ran the Xavier Worthy? We were in the boot. Xavier Worthy came underneath to the line of scrimmage. And the very next play, they did the same thing with Hollywood Brown. Exact same play. And so to them, they're just like, look, we gotta make sure if each guy can do the exact same we're asking them to do.
Get him exposure to everything.
Absolutely. So I'm expecting, like we were throwing balls to Justin Watson, deep balls. We'll probably start seeing Hollywood Browns getting some of that in the playoffs. I'd expect, and maybe Xavier Worthy as well. So. Now when they talk about it's not an extra playbook, but now you got the pieces to run like the things that you want to run. Okay, you're not limited to it. So, and the reality is, yeah, Juju's not as fast as he used to be. D-Hop's not as fast as he used to be, but you got 2 speedsters now. Guys who can stretch the defense, get open, put their foot in the ground. All he was looking for was Xavier Worthy to catch up to him playing to where he's playing now, his potential of it. So I love it. I love where they are.
And boy, he's something else. Our Wednesday, or not Wednesday, but Monday show this week, we talked about the 5 underdog picks that we liked. And Xavier Worthy over 43.5. I think that hit like first play of the first drive of the third quarter. He ended with 78 yards receiving. So like that hit easily. All of them actually, all the 5 that we chose, JD, all of them hit besides one. Bucker at 2 field goals. That was the only one that didn't hit. Fryermuth hit, Warren hit, Russell Wilson and Xavier Worthy all hit. Bucker 1 of 2.
Well, you asked me which one I liked the most, and I was like the Xavier Worthy one.
Worthy,
yeah.
And then also we struck again with allowing now 15 of the 16 tight ends to have more than 30 yards against us. That continues to be the safest pick of the year. Tight ends against us over 30 yards.
How many wins did that translate to for them?
Just one, or one, right?
Yeah, but the Bills didn't. They didn't have a tight end that had over.
No, Knox had 30 because K didn't play that game. Knox had over 30 yards that game.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, okay. I didn't think Knox got 30 yards on that game.
I forget which game was the only tight end that got the 30 yards against us. I didn't get 30 yards against us. I forget. Oh no, actually, I think it was. I think it might have been because the backup for the Browns got it against us too. Because what's his name was out that game. Njoku. Was it
Broncos?
Trotman got it. Trotman had one catch, like 34 yards in that game. Kyle Pitts had 2 catches that game, and he got over the 30 yards as well. Gosh, what was it? I'll do some digging as far as who it was, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought Buffalo was the one that didn't get it, but okay.
Yeah, but Knox got it that game because when Kincaid was out. But it's talking about the defense. So we talk about both sides playing, obviously offense, click, boom, and we've kind of talked about how good they played today. But defense, without Chris Jones, this is something that we always talk about. How are we going to get to the quarterback when Chris Jones 95 is not there? How are we going to do that? And today they did. 5 sacks. They were Russ couldn't do anything back there at all today. So King Felix get involved in the sack party. Carl Loftus get involved in the sack party. Mike Dana was getting pressure all day. Amanda who was getting back there. And then you have 2 turnovers, which we talked about a couple weeks ago. It almost seems right when we talked about the turnover differential being in the negative side of that, being the only team in the AFC playoff picture that was the negatives. Ever since that conversation, it's gone the full other way, and maybe Jameis Winston helped us with that, with the 6 turnovers that game. But nonetheless, since then, it's just gone in a totally different direction. Today, an interception, Justin Reed, and then McDuffie didn't get an interception this week, but a nice forced fumble on Freiermuth. What did you guys, and how surprised were you guys to see the pressure we were getting, the nonstop pressure we were getting without 95? I think that was the most jarring thing for me was being able to do that without him.
Man, shout out to our defensive ends, man. FAU, Mike Dana.
What was that? What was that first name?
FAU.
I thought so.
FAU.
I thought I heard you say that.
FAU. That joker, I was like, man, come on, man. I see you, Felix. I seen you. I stood up on him. We made a sack. Him and Kalafkis, all those, the defense did a tremendous job bringing pressure. Same thing with Amenahu as well. Everybody did an exceptional job. Warrington came in. D-line, man, was humming today. And part of it was also, too, the coverage our secondary was providing for him. So a lot of it, Russell would hold the ball a little bit because he had nobody to throw to.
Yep.
So that was, that obviously was working together. But those guys they were coming. They were relentless today. And I love seeing it. They were just talking about how Chris was just, every time they would come out, Chris would be talking to them. And so Chris was obviously still, revving them up to keep coming like, hey, man, you almost got it. But some really good techniques. FAU come around on the backside, throwing his hands around and kind of ripping up, getting on Russell Wilson on his back. Man, that was good. Talking about McDuffie that pulled the ball out, that was high level right there, man. Beautiful, beautiful technique to rip the ball out of Piermont. So that defense played a great job today. Did a great job against this offense. So, I told you Najee Harris wasn't going to really do a whole lot. Warren kind of got a couple of little runs and whatnot. So we kind of overran him a little bit, went in the right gap. But other than that, man, we didn't really have too many people that hurt us. We didn't. So.
Yeah, I'd say Warren was the lone bright spot for the team. I mean, he had 112 total yards, 11 for 71 on the ground, and then 5 for 41 catching. He looked really good. Russ looked decent when he actually started running the ball, but that's usually if Russ is running 6 times for 55 yards, it means he's running for his life, and that means he's not finding people passing. And his pocket presence wasn't great today. But kudos to the defense for getting after him. I mean, that was a pretty, for our standards and our inconsistent pass rush this year, especially relying on Chris Jones to do it, pretty dominant, actually, without Chris Jones there. I mean, 5 sacks, 6 tackles for losses, 9 QB hits. That's 3 weeks in a row, right? Last week, 2 sacks, 9 tackles for losses, 11 QB hits. Week before that, 5 sacks, 8 tackles, losses, 11 QB hits. So that's 31 QB hits the past 3 weeks.
Wow.
And 12 sacks. It's looked really good. I feel like the secondary must have just been blanking guys. Hicks had that nasty hit. I didn't like the penalty, but he also had the nice pass breakup on that play. Just in general, guys are getting more confident. I mean, if FAU can play like a 3rd round D end, we're looking really good. I mean, 1st round, I'll take it, but it's like I said earlier, it's coming along for both sides of the ball. It looks great. What a great time of the year too, for it to happen. And Roland Wallace, man, 10 total tackles and 6 solos. Led our team.
Yeah.
How about that?
That actually shocked me. I was looking at I'm like, wow, really? But
yeah.
What did you make of the DB play? Because I know this is something we talked about over the last couple of weeks. Steven Nelson's going to get in there at some point. The Roland Wallaces, the other guys, they haven't really shown much. We want to see the veteran presence in there and Steven Nelson. What did you make of the other cornerback today besides number 22?
Joshua Williams still has to have better hands than what he's doing. He's not pressing guys off the line of scrimmage. Pickens was able to absolutely exploit that, because he knew if he can get your hands on me right now, I'm gonna get open. And he was that slant was working. Couldn't cover it. He just couldn't cover it. And for what he has to do, man, he's got to be more physical with him long arms. He's got long arms. So I know Coach like, man, use that to your advantage. You want to slow a guy down, punch him as soon as he come off the line of scrimmage. That's what he has to do. And you'll see him, man, as soon as he'll step, he'll drop his hands. And that's all the second you need, or part of a second that you need, as far as a good receiver like Pickens was doing. Other than that, man, I think guys did a pretty decent job. Is Nelson come in also too? We still get him up to speed? Because we still gotta do a much better job in the slot. Those fast, quick guys are always going to be an issue and a problem. They're going to be a problem for anybody. But we know we got a guy that could probably be freed up in Trent McDuffie. We get another guy on the outside that could cover, those guys, your 1 and 2. So other than that, man, I think they did a good job secondary-wise.
Do you think they utilize next week? Because obviously we're going to be resting a lot of our starters. Do you think they utilize next week as a game where we get DJ Humphries potentially to play in that game, Steven Nelson to play in that game, Josh Uche to play in that game, just to maybe try some things with those guys? I mean, if they're not going to be starters, then you obviously see what they can do in this last game of the season, which is meaningless to us.
I would. Sure. Let them all the starters sit on the sideline and eat popcorn, So just, relax. Let the other guys get it. They got it. They can hold it down. So have a little faith in them. So they'll be against a good Denver team, but this would be a good test for them to get themselves right. Because, to be honest with you, we never know what's going to happen. In the playoffs, injury does happen. Is the guy going to be ready? So this will be great, challenge for those guys to get ready for something if something did come up, right? Because of injury. So.
Yeah. And Pearson said in the chat, week 4 Chargers, Will Dissly, 24 yards in that game. So that was the one lone one. And then we played Chargers again. Dissly gets hurt, but the guy comes in, Stone Smart, I believe his name was. He dominated and got like 80 yards that game.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So obviously now we move on to scenarios, right? So we're obviously, it's a nice little mini bye for us. We're going to be not playing for quite a while. Our stars probably not going to see them until mid-January. So, guys, enjoy the holidays and the rest of winter break. We'll see you guys mid-January.
Well deserved.
100%.
Yeah. It's tour duty for the NFL this last 11 days.
Oh yeah, being able to have it play and what they've been doing, like the back-to-backs, pretty much for NFL standards. But so I guess the scenario which a lot of people are talking about, and see Mike Brennan says here, who do we let in, Denver or Cincy? So if Denver and Cincy both win this week, and then we play next week, if Denver beats us, Denver will get that last playoff spot, which means they'll play Buffalo in the first round. But if we beat Denver and Cincinnati wins the next 2 games, Cincinnati gets that last playoff spot. So a lot of people at Chiefs Kingdom want Cincinnati to get into the playoffs to play Buffalo in the first round, and potentially people are saying they have a higher shot of beating Buffalo than Denver would in the first round. JD, and I've seen some people say you want the weakest opponents to be in the playoffs, not the better opponents to be in the playoffs. So where do you stand on that? Would you rather Denver make the playoffs at the last spot, or Cincinnati make the playoffs at the last spot to make it difficult for Buffalo?
I do. I believe that Denver and Cincinnati both are solid teams. I do. And I'm gonna be completely honest to you. I don't want to see Cincinnati nowhere near the playoffs. They got all the guys. They got a running back, 3 wide receivers, tight end. They've been doing some good things out there. I think what's the name? He got hurt, didn't he? Hendrickson or somebody? Didn't he get hurt? Is he out for this? I think he might be out.
Hendrickson, or no? I think it might be Sam Hubbard, the other guy.
Hubbard? Yeah,
I think it was Hubbard.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. But either way,
Yeah, Hubbard could be out for the season with a PCL injury.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. I think Denver could beat a Buffalo. I do believe that. Cincinnati could beat them too. But they're one of those teams that will get in. They could ride the wave to try to sneak in, man. I don't. I think Cincinnati is a dangerous team. They got too much talent. Dangerous.
Also, keep in mind, if Cincinnati does beat Buffalo, we'd play them the next round and then have to play someone like Baltimore in the AFC conference. So that's, you got to keep that in mind too. Yes, we get rid of Buffalo, but we wouldn't face Buffalo to the AFC Championship. We would face Cincinnati after they beat, because they were the lowest seed in the playoffs. We would, because we reseed, we'd face them in the next round and then have to face someone else in the AFC Championship. So technically, it comes down to who would you rather play? Houston, let's just say Houston and Buffalo, or Cincinnati and Baltimore?
Yeah.
Probably Houston and Buffalo. Houston, I'm curious to see how Houston looks. They're down 10-0 right now, but I'm curious to see how Houston looks without Tank Dell. They looked kind of a shell of themselves after that injury that happened last week. So I'm curious to see how they kind of bounce back from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Denver has a D to give Buffalo fits. Yeah, I think Denver's defense is very dangerous. They could definitely beat them. Buffalo has no Hall of Fame receivers at this point. No, they do not. Amari Cooper is the guy that he'd be the guy to go to. Kincaid is another guy. Obviously, your tight end. Cook is another one. He's dangerous at the running back. Then we know Josh Allen can do what he could do. But Denver's defense is good enough. They could probably stop some of that. So,
yeah, that's interesting though.
Yeah. I've seen so many people weighing in on that. There's been kind of fights. People want Cincinnati to play Buffalo because they have a higher chance of beating them. They've done it before. They've gone to the playoffs and beat them in the first round. And then also some people are like, well, you want the playoff field to be the weaker opponent, so you want to have Denver in the over Cincinnati, just because the danger factor of Cincinnati kind of coming together at the right time.
Well, I'll tell you, you know what? I got an answer for this. I don't care. Bring them all on. It don't even matter. It doesn't matter, Marcus. It does not matter.
It doesn't matter what you think.
It doesn't matter. So
pulling their old rock out.
Yeah, man. How we just gonna deal with that? I don't give damn who they got, who you bring in, who you start, who's lining up. We got something for everybody. Okay. How about that? All right. We don't look, this right here is destiny. You understand? This is destined to work. It's what these guys are on the trajectory to do. It's three-peat. So I don't care who it is they line up. Bring them all out. You want to get Jim Kelly out of there? You want to bring who's good old Cincinnati? You want to bring Icky Woods? Who you want to bring? Huh? You want to bring Ray Lewis with the Ravens? Who you want to bring? Huh? I'm just asking. So no matter who they get, man, be ready. That's what it is. So.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, Chiefs are 15-1, have the first seed and the first round bye, and we won't be playing meaningful football for a couple of weeks. So we're gonna have some creative ways to fill out the Chief Concern show over the next few weeks with the Chiefs not really playing meaningful football for the next few weeks. But we'll find some stuff. Of course, I always talk about it as we always do. But guys, we talked about it. We wanted Santa to bring us a home field advantage for Christmas, and he did.
You got it.
He did his job. He gave his home field for Christmas. So I'm sure everyone at Chiefs Kingdom can enjoy the rest of their evening. It's not like last year's Christmas where we were all kind of like, oh, what did we just watch? We're actually very happy with what happened tonight. And now everyone can go enjoy their Christmas meals, the Christmas dinners, and however they want to spend the rest of the day watching some NBA or the rest of the NFL game here right now. But guys, that does it for us. We hope everybody enjoyed the episode. We will see you guys on Monday. So pretty much we have a week off for Chief Concerns, but we'll see you guys on Monday on our YouTube channel. Barring anything breaking news happens, JD and I will jump on to talk about anything that breaks. But we'll see you guys next Monday for our grade show and previewing the final week of the regular season. Guys, any final words before we get out of here?
No, man. We had probably put a little montage on or something like that. It might be a little fun for the people.
Yeah.
Like a boy named Sasha said, play whoever shows up. That's right. Mike Brennan said, winner, chicken dinner, JD Nether. It don't matter who we play, man. I think right now we see the Chiefs are rolling. They look really good. We're going to give these guys some rest, much needed rest. Like you said, they've earned it. But we don't want to give them too much rest. But these guys, let them get healthy, let them get healed. So when they come out, man, they're going to be spitting fire during the playoffs. And so we just make sure that everybody else that stays healthy throughout this rest of the process. Other than that, man, fellas, Merry Christmas to you all, okay, and your families as well, Marcus and Tej. Love your brothers. And so to everybody out here that's watching on the chat who's going to be watching this show, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you guys as well. Peace and blessings to you. Y'all take care, man. God bless.
Love you guys. Merry Christmas, JD. I hope everybody at the Dunn household has a good rest of the evening. I'm sure you guys got a lot of people over there, and everyone's ready to cook. I'm sure have you been cooking?
Me? No,
yeah.
no. I just got because I was in Huntsville.
Right. Oh, that's right.
So I didn't get back till this morning.
Okay.
So Sweetie's she's a little under the weather right now. She's a little sick. So we're kind of teaching everybody, like, hey, we'll make sure everybody's staying safe somewhat.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been sending all our Christmas cheers and stuff out to everybody. So,
all right, brother. Well, we hope Susan. I see Susan in the chat. Susan, I hope you feel better, and I hope you guys have a nice, cozy Christmas evening together. Probably, watching whatever you're going to watch, a nice, cozy meal, and watch a nice TV show or something.
There you go.
Okay, real quick. So, what's your Christmas movie you go to?
Ooh,
give me your favorites
on Christmas Day or just in general.
Doesn't matter, in general. Okay, give me. I'll tell you what. How about give me a traditional Christmas movie, and then give me something that may not be that's considered Christmas movie, like a Die Hard or something of that nature that you might like. Okay.
Oh, I don't really dabble with the non-Christmas movies like the Die Hards of the world. I would say my favorite would be Jingle All the Way, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where he tries to find the Turbo Man toy for his kid all throughout the movie, which wouldn't be taking place anymore now because you could go to Amazon or eBay. That's kind of a good classic there that a lot of the new kids would understand. I would say Jingle All the Way is one of my top ones, and then traditional Christmas movie, I'd probably say Christmas Story.
Okay. All right.
I love. I do like Jingle All the Way and Christmas Story, but to name other ones, I'm a big Scrooge fan with Bill Murray.
Ah, okay.
That's a great one. And I do like, man, it's so hard. Christmas Story is a classic. I like, we watch Home Alone almost every year too, either part one or part two. Non-traditional.
Yeah.
I'd probably go. Die Hard's a good one. We usually try to watch that earlier in the season when it's like, all right, watch your hybrids now. Get them out of the way. Yeah, that's when we try to watch them. But
you're a big Love Actually fan, though. You love Love Actually.
You're saying I'm a big Love Actually fan because you say it's not a Christmas movie, and it's totally a Christmas movie. Have you seen Love Actually, JD?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not.
It's a rom-com, Jay, that takes place around the holidays.
They literally count down the days of Christmas on screen. Okay, that's a Christmas movie.
But if you can watch a rom-com all year long, I don't consider that a Christmas movie. It's
I can watch. You're calling it rom-com. I can also watch like Scrooge any time of the year because it's a great, hilarious movie. It doesn't mean
but that's Charles Dickens. That's a Christmas movie, man. It's a Christmas book.
It's a classic. But who's in it? Who's in Love Actually?
Oh, it's a big cast. It's a British movie, so you got Hugh Grant. Who else is in that? Is it Colin Firth?
Grant, Alan Rickman,
Colin Firth.
Alan Rickman's good. He's a good actor.
Colin Firth, yeah.
Okay.
Emma Thompson, Liam Neeson, Keira Knightley.
Oh wow.
Laura Linney. Yeah, it's pretty big cast.
Okay.
Yeah.
A boy named Sasha says Love Actually exchanges the gift of love. Stretch. Ooh, I think he agrees with me. It's not a Christmas movie. Rom-com. Rom-com that takes place around the holidays.
What do you keep saying rom-com for, though? I don't
but it is. It's a romantic comedy.
But so what? So are a lot of Christmas movies. I don't understand why that.
So when Harry Met Sally, the one of their big scenes is around the holidays of New
Sally.
Year. Would you say it's a holiday movie?
I don't even remember him celebrating Christmas in that movie. I remember
It's celebrating Christmas, but the New Year's means a holiday movie.
They celebrate New Year's for like 2 minutes in a scene. They don't
Whatever.
do it. It's an entire countdown of the Christmas, though. 8 days left, 6 days left.
But if it's
3 days
acceptable,
left,
if it's acceptable to watch the movie in February or March,
it's centered around Christmas. It's not.
I'm never watching Christmas Story in March, dude.
So is the last day Christmas? I mean, is that the last day?
Yes.
On Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's like a Christmas recital that they all meet at in the end, which is serendipitous. It's. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even huge. First off, I'm not even a huge fan of Love Actually.
You're a big fan, dude.
I'm not. I'm not gonna lie and say it's not a Christmas movie when it is. That's all. I mean, I'm just gonna.
Don't let him lie to you, JD. He's a big fan.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah,
I'm really not. It's a Christmas movie.
Well, Susan's on here. I say, Susan, that's what we're gonna watch. Might watch Love
Actually.
There you go.
You know what? Okay, be the judge. You judge the betting. You judge the picks. Judge this. We'll do a Christmas movie version of that.
All right.
And we'll talk about that next week.
Okay.
JD, what are your two go-tos?
You know what? I love all like the Rudolph Red-Nosed, Frosty
classics.
Snowman.
Very classic.
Yes. Obviously, like it's the Christmas Carol is on here. What's one? I do like Scrooge. I don't like the one with Bill Murray though. That's Scrooge. But
No, you don't like that one? Oh,
it's not as. Look, and I'm a Bill Murray fan. I am. I'm a Bill Murray fan. Sometimes I just turn like but that was just okay to me.
Are you It's a Wonderful Life fan? Really?
Yeah, I'll watch it. You know,
That's a lot of people's favorites.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Christmas Story is always a good one. Mm-hmm. So
JD, I think we sold JD on Love Actually. I'm curious.
Love Actually, man, we're gonna watch it. Sweetie's on here. Sweetie, we watching Love Actually tonight. That's what we're gonna watch. So
there you go. And Sweetie Susan just said, I love all my Hallmark movies, love movies. So there you go. It's a romantic movie. So
so this is the best of both worlds.
She said Jason Simple. I'll watch and I'll try to sneak out the door on some of my Hallmark movies. I'm like, but they'll grab you. They'll grab you for sure. You know.
Yeah.
How about IMDb's top 100 Christmas movies? Die Hard number 3.
So stupid. That bothers me.
I will say, an interview with the writer and creator of the movie said it was his intent to be a Christmas movie.
I mean, it would make. I mean, yeah.
Again, if you can watch the movie in March, that doesn't count as a Christmas movie to me. That's how I stand. I mean, I everyone's got their own opinion on it.
No, but you know, like at what time the movie is taking place, right?
Right.
So I mean, it would. I guess you could say is a Christmas movie, action Christmas movie. So could you put in that context in itself, right?
Yeah.
It has its own category. Possibly.
Would you consider Gremlins a Christmas movie, JD?
I watched Gremlins the other day. I had so many questions. When I was younger, I didn't really have questions. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Got older. I'm like, wait a minute. Is that a Christmas movie? Every yes, it is. It's a Christmas
movie. Ooh, okay. He's definitely gonna say yes to Love Actually then.
Yeah.
That's not even a question. He's gonna say yes to that.
Yeah. I mean, the Mogwai was a gift for Christmas.
That's true. The entire thing was a gift.
Yeah. So the town pretty much shut down. It was Christmas theme all over the place, and you know.
Big Gremlins fan. I love that.
I love that movie.
I'm like, man, where you get this creature at? Is nobody asking questions like, well, okay, what species is this thing? Like, you know, I'm just gonna take it over here to, you know, my science department to go check it out by my own. You know, the government ain't even thought about what these creatures are, hadn't we kept, and just you happen to get it at a store.
Sometimes when my wife hands me like something, I'll do the Mogwai. I'll go fun, neat. When he starts playing with it, you go, man, it's so neat. Fun.
when the things are popping off his back.
Yeah.
Like nobody's alarmed. Like it just, okay, this just happened to happen. And hey, Dad, like Gizmo got wet, and he had like 5 creatures come off of him. Now they're like in pods. Like nobody's calling in the military. Like it's just like,
That's funny. But JD, yeah, definitely see Love Actually, and let us know what you think.
I will.
Where you go with that. But we hope everybody enjoyed the episode. If you are tuning into us for the first time, you can follow us and find our podcast and channel on YouTube, Chief Concerns, or anywhere you get your podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify. We hope everybody enjoys their Christmas. We love y'all. Hope everybody has a happy holidays, and we will see you guys on Monday. Love y'all, everybody.
Love y'all.
Guys.
Take it easy, fellas. Love you guys.
Later on.
Love you.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.